In this last topic that I wanted to highlight from the FabCon announcements, the emphasis is on discoverability and management of the entire data estate in Fabric. The OneLake Data Hub, now called OneLake Catalog, has been available for quite a few months now. It's a single pane of glass for a user to see all the Fabric items that they have access to, with the ability to filter by categories such as domain and subdomain, owner and item type, without having to navigate into the multitude of workspaces and folders to discover data artifacts. This is the true beginnings of a data catalog being integrated directly into Fabric, and a data catalog allowing for data discoverability is an important foundation for establishing the right kind of data culture in an organization. Now, it probably seems a bit rich to refer to the OneLake Data Hub or OneLake Catalog as a data catalog, particularly if you already have an enterprise data catalog tool such as Purview or Calibra. And for sure, the version in Fabric is a trimmed down and narrow scope compared to these tools, but it's also much more accessible to your average business user. Especially in a large organization, most people who work with data on a day-to-day basis probably don't have access to their Purview instance, and perhaps wouldn't even know how to navigate it even if they did. Microsoft are all about meeting users where they are, and a lot of users are of course in Excel, so it's great to see the OneLake Catalog now integrated, or soon to be integrated depending on your Office release channel, directly in Excel. As this post from Marco Russo highlights on LinkedIn, Excel is still very much the lifeblood of business, and I imagine where a lot of people will end up consuming Fabric data directly from. Also, the OneLake Catalog in Fabric is becoming far more integrated with Purview, and becoming far richer in the capabilities around governance. There are a couple of new features talked about or announced at FabCon which I wanted to highlight. The first is a level of metadata that is available within the catalog. The enhanced search capability will allow users to search for sub-items such as tables, columns and measures directly within the data items once they've navigated to them. So, for example, once they've navigated into a lakehouse. Linked with this is the feature of being able to tag items with an open set of tags set at a tenant level. This could be tags to relate items to a specific project, to a source system, to a purpose or a use case. There could be up to 10,000 tags per tenant and up to 10 tags per item. These tags will then obviously be a part of the OneLake Catalog, which could be searched and filtered for in order to find relevant datasets. Another key indicator in the OneLake Catalog is around data sensitivity and the associated security rules and access permissions. In the keynote section on One Security, Patrick showed that there was a red icon next to one of the data items in the OneLake Catalog, indicating that it contains sensitive data. This was a data loss prevention policy where sensitive data was identified in a lakehouse, perhaps something like credit card information, which had been detected through irregular expression pattern detection rule. This can not only be surfaced through policy tips, audit logs, and alerts, but access can actually automatically be restricted until that sensitive data is removed if this is something that is set up in those DLP policy rules. This is linked to sensitivity labels, which can be set at the top level within Purview for a data source, or where any conditions on that data are met, and is automatically inherited through any artifact which contains that data. A lakehouse, a warehouse, a semantic model, a Power BI report, or an Excel file. Data policies are then linked to sensitivity labels, and you can actually set access permissions to individuals or groups based on these labels. When an individual tries to access that data through Fabric, it always takes the most restrictive permissions, so it can actually override any permissions set directly in Fabric where this is appropriate. As this slide, shown in one of the FabCon sessions, highlights, Microsoft have not just highlighted this information in Fabric, but also given you recommendations on how to address any issues. From OneLake Catalog, you'll be able to see and edit the One Security row and column level rules that have been set up on items, as well as these sensitivity labels, endorsements, and other useful metadata items, such as the last refresh date, all directly from the catalog. There are plans to extend this capability further, and perhaps in the not too distant future, there'll be AI agents to automatically implement the recommendations, at which point we can just sit back and let our data estate manage itself.